Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 31st of October. What has the markets got? Anything scary in store for them today? Well, looking at the euro dollar, actually let's come back to a daily picture here. And as you can see, we're around about double bottoms here. Back to sort of levels we've seen before back in August sort of time. Where to from here? Well, it does look it looks weak. Is it going to be held and contain itself before the new month? Well, coming back to the 4 hourly, still lower highs, lower lows, still drifting down. Double bottom may just hold it a little bit. Now, where to this morning? Well, it's a bit of an expanding sort of wedge pattern. Not easy to read where this is going to go, but there is the daily pivot just above there with the 34 and some prior lows. Although this probably taken out, but those prior lows, but that's probably a pivotal area around that level. The 133 is maybe beckoning from below, and it may be heading south to that sort of level at some point. But for now, well, consolidation. My preference is to be trading to the downside still on the euro. Okay, pound. Well, you're almost making multi-year lows. Actually, we're getting down towards that area. Heading towards the August lows for sure. At the moment, it's again, it's just there's little really to suggest it's going to do too much from here. It may diverge a little, maybe seeing a little divergence across this price action. But is it going to go from here? I mean, we may just see it run into the daily pivot there, hit that, roll back again. So couldn't even make it back to its hourly 50 yesterday. Maybe if it gets any traction, it'll get a bit more and move into that sort of level. But the consolidation over here, well, pretty normal through an Asian session. Maybe, as I say, maybe it'll just make a tip. I'll be looking for the short side on it. There's nothing significant coming out UK wise today, so yeah, it's still looking like the pound and the euro may still have further weakness. Dollar yen. So dollar yen carried on shifting back upwards into that original range. It was sort of sitting in a channel that it sort of probably was sitting in back into it. As I said, there was weakness a week or so ago, and it's been actually showing some strength at times, but pushing up further at the moment. The Japanese Bank of Japan have met through the Asian session at 3 o'clock, and the press conference at 6:30, and nothing particularly bullish in any of those comments. So could see continuation to the upside. Any slight weakness in the US dollar or panic buying of the yen could see it coming down to its daily pivot, but it doesn't look particularly strong at the moment, and the US dollar's strength may just prevail there. Okay, Aussie dollar. So inflation data came out overnight there, 12:30, pip down 0.1, so it's dropping off a little bit there. Probably slightly more concern is the Chinese data that came out there, manufacturing and non-manufacturing down below expectations. The manufacturing PMI is only still just about in a growth sort of zone. It's not too far off of trickling into a negative zone, which can have an impact on the Aussie dollar. It doesn't look like it's had a major impact at the moment, and it has held up pretty well so far today. Maybe it has got a bit more zip to push up further, but pretty choppy. It has confirmed higher lows now. We're running in through yesterday on this 60-minute time frame, 4 hourly time frame. You can see it a bit clearer. Higher lows, higher highs coming through. So maybe it is the stronger one there at the moment. Okay, that's the Aussie, and finally the Canadian dollar. So Canadian dollar consolidating around that upper trend line at the moment, but I still believe there could be further weakness in this Canadian dollar. It's well, on this 4 hour you can see the wedge pattern that's sort of forming. A break out of that wedge and an upward move would see it probably run up to that weekly R1 area. Looking from a lower time frame, you can just see the ranges are tightening. There's picture drawing that wedge in from that break of the low side. Well, if it was to come back down to there, we may see that weekly pivot finally hit, but otherwise it really just looks like it's chopping along and pushing up, not quite making new highs at the moment. But any catalysts into that, I mean, we have the GDP data out later at 12:30, which could give it the kicker to the upside. Okay, that's pretty much it. News-wise, really, you've got some flash estimate of the inflation at 10 o'clock for the Eurozone, which, having seen the German data yesterday, doesn't often give too much of a kicker. Got the ADP non-farm payrolls at 12:15. Aside of that, really, you'd wait till 5:15 before we've got a Swiss National Bank speaker. Used to give a bit of a kicker. He's talking about protectionism makes monetary policy difficult. Well, there you are. Maybe get some volatility if you trade a Swissy. That's pretty much it for today. Have a great one. Bye for now.